Nigeria's ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, is still finding it difficult to launch out on the campaign trail, and much of this has been blamed on differences between the party and its presidential standard-bearer, Bola Tinubu, over the composition of a presidential campaign council. On Wednesday, a meeting between Tinubu, governors of the party, and its National Working Committee ended in a stalemate in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Chief Hilliard Etta is a chieftain of the APC, and he joins us now to tell us more. Thanks so much for joining us on Newsday. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Like we said in our intro, we understand that there was no appreciable progress made at the meeting between Bola Tinubu, governors of the party, the National Working Committee, and the Presidential Campaign Council. Can you tell us what the sticking points, were that is making it so difficult to move forward?
First of all, let me correct the very erroneous impression that there is a disconnect between our presidential candidate and the party. That is not correct. And yesterday's meeting did not end in a stalemate. That has to be corrected. Yesterday's meeting was for the presidential candidate to present his manifesto for the approval of the party. Stakeholders of the party, the governors, members, leadership of the PCC, and the presidential candidate and his deputy, vice presidential candidate, were present in that meeting, and the meeting was quite fruitful. It ended with the approval of the manifesto, and what is left for the presidential candidate to do is to get the ground ready for the presentation of the manifesto to Nigerians. To say that the meeting ended in a stalemate is not just a falsehood. It is unfortunate. The meeting, once again, I must reiterate that meeting did not end in a stalemate. And in your intro, you made mention of the fact that it is becoming extremely difficult for the party to come out with the presidential campaign council list. That I must say is not true also. What we have, the problem that we have in the party is a very good problem. The problem of people desiring to be included in the list of the Presidential Campaign Council. Whereas in other parties, you have people withdrawing their membership of the Presidential Campaign Councils. We have a problem where and you know how large our party is, a lot of people wanting to be on the list. It is a good problem to have. It is a good problem to have rather than have people taking a leave when appointed into campaign list of other parties. I must also say that what happened yesterday in the APC is a child's play compared to what happened in a party like the Labour Party that released a list that I would liken to an Igbo National Union list, where you have over 65% of the membership of that presidential council from the Igbo ethnic nationality, where you have the members of that ethnic nationality heading the Labour Party campaign structures in states that are not indigenous to that ethnic nationality. That is the talking point I would have expected that the fourth estate of the realm should interrogate whether the Labour Party candidate is a candidate of an ethnic nationality or whether he is desirous of campaigning to be the president of Nigeria.
Well, Mr. Etta, thank you so much for showing us where we should be putting our heads, and also the interrogation seat is on you today. We know that the APC has postponed the campaign kickoff indefinitely. You have also cleared up the fact that the manifesto was shared and there was not a stalemate leading to why the list has not been finalized. You've also cleared up the fact that a lot of people want to be involved in this great democratic movement that the APC is working on. Could you share more with us about the manifesto that the APC will be campaigning on, since it seems that you all met with that? Because this might also be an erroneous view as well. We were under the impression that it was a one-man show that was being run. So it's good to hear that everyone is being carried along, especially within the meeting. So could you tell us more about the APC's manifesto going forward?
Well, first of all, you know that the APC as a party has a manifesto, even though I would say that a lot of pundits and a lot of analysts have paid very scant attention to that very rich document of the party. Now, where you have that kind of situation where a party has a manifesto and you have a candidate of the party who is going to run largely on that manifesto, and if he has some personal dimensions and approach to the general concept of our manifesto, he has to bring those personal paradigms, personal concepts and philosophies to marry with the manifesto of the party. That is exactly what happened yesterday. You are aware that we are a progressive movement. We are more into the empathetic policies of government, policies that impact on the common people of Nigeria. You have such policies like the social intervention programs of the government. You have, we espouse free education if practicable, where practicable. You have a tax regime that should be top-bottom. And these are some of the philosophies of progressivism that has to be married to bring it to a document that is that can be communicated to the Nigerian people. This is the process that we have at the moment. We have gotten to a process where the presidential candidate has presented his own perception of the progressive ideals of our party should be, and the party has agreed that it meets the acceptance of the party in terms of its own manifesto. So what is now left is for the presidential candidate to find a day and a moment to present this document to Nigerians. And when that will be ready, the official processes of information through the party and the Presidential Campaign Council will be utilized by both the presidential candidate and the party to inform the nation as to when we are going to present this document.
Well, you've been very vague and very political with your answer, but that's fine. But as you said, since Bola Tinubu is going to be marrying his personal agenda with the party's manifesto, like you said, does this mean that he'll be campaigning on the achievements of President Muhammadu Buhari, or that he will also be following or continuing with the legacies of the Buhari administration?
Well, let me say that there are policies of the Buhari administration that is steeped in progressivism. Such policies as the social intervention programs that I had mentioned before, such policies like social intervention in resource distribution. Those are some of the things that you cannot abandon as a progressive. So I do not see Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu abandoning those policies that impact on the common people of Nigeria. However, Asiwaju is known as an innovator. Asiwaju is known as a man who is always interested in adding value to whatever he meets on ground. It is not going to be different. Whatever has been done today, a lot of value, a lot of renovation will be brought to bear, and the Nigerian people will be the better for it.
Well said. The presidential campaign has been postponed. Any idea, ballpark, when it would kick off? And also the campaign council list. You of course, described the fact that a lot of interest has been shown. There were reports that an additional 2,000 names would be added. Of course, that is a lot of names from the original 422. Could you tell us about how many would be expected on the list and also the breakdown? Because, you know, there's still this lingering feelings of the Muslim ticket and the lack of representation of maybe some other religious groups. Could you tell us about the breakdown and estimatedly when the campaign might start?
Well, let me start by saying that I am not the official spokesperson of the Presidential Campaign Council, and so I will not be in a position to divulge such information to you. But I would like for you to tarry a little and just have some patience. In no distant future, the list of the PCC shall be released to Nigerians, and there will be rejoicing in the land, especially in the households of the members of the APC, because we know that we are going to carry the entire nation because we are a national party. We are going to carry most of the ethnic nationalities that are in the composition of Nigeria, unlike other parties. We are going to release this list very soon, but I am not in a position to tell you this. And I would like to ask that not many questions have been asked of the presidential candidates as we have them today. I would like for the full set of the realm to integrate people on what they intend to do on education, and what they intend to do on security, what they intend to do on the economy. These are some of the things that we would like, the kind of questions that we would like to answer. You know, always coming to answer on the Muslim ticket does not add any value to the political process of Nigeria. Well, much as I know that it is a topic that a lot of people will not want to have it settled, but I do know that the basic issues and challenges that we have in Nigeria are far from whether we have a same faith ticket. And it is important that we go to those questions, ask those questions, and find answers to some of these questions so that Nigeria will be the better for it.
Well, Mr. Hilliard, Etta, thank you so much for joining us. We are asking those questions. We even asked you for your party's manifesto, but you told us to hold on. But we'll continue to ask. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.